Who are you putting in the doghouse and why?
I can go first if you want. I know other drivers might go in here. I'm going to put McLaren as a whole in the doghouse. I'm going to put Danny Rick in there. I'm going to put Zach Brown in there. I'm going to put Lando Norris in there. I'm going to put the car in there as well. I really think it was a pretty awful week if you're a McLaren fan. Just how that looked optics-wise, getting rid of Danny Rick in the way they did. Interesting to see the fan reaction to that. But then at the same time, Sunday came around and Ricciardo actually was starting in a pretty good position in seventh, completely faded during the race. So I think mentally, I don't think he was in the right place after everything that happened. But also, Alpine did a really great job and they're in that fight for fourth, but it's really slipping away from McLaren because they scored 0 points in that race. And very strange, that car just doesn't seem to be, performing at some places we go to, which is weird because sometimes Lando gets a lot out of it, but I thought they had an awful weekend, just in general. So maybe people listening might think, well, that Ricciardo's performance maybe justifies the decision. You might be right, but there seems to be deeper problems than just Ricciardo not in form. It just seems like they're not in the right place at the moment. Maybe that will change over the next year and a bit, but they'd be in there for me.
Lawrence, how about you?
I'm going to say Sergio Perez because he was the only guy in the same car as race winner Max Verstappen, and he was nowhere near him. And if I could take a bit from Nate's book, you could actually extend that to the whole field and say that no one other than Max Verstappen and Red Bull did the job they should have done around there because he was so far ahead of everyone. It was like he was driving in a different formula. But specifically, if I'm putting one person in doghouse, it's Perez. And it's a shame because, parts of this season, remember, it wasn't that long ago. Well, it was around May when we were talking about Perez potentially being a championship challenger. He won in Monaco and we thought, maybe this can be the kickstart he needs. But if anything, it's gone completely the other way and he's got a contract in his pocket now to stay at Red Bull. But, this is one of the issues is that if we've got Max Verstappen performing on this level and Red Bull performing on this level, well, that's, it's not their fault that they're dominating F1, but you need competition. And if you don't even have a teammate who's close, I mean, I know Valtteri Bottas never really put a sustained challenge there, but he'd at least get close from time to time. And at the moment, on Perez's current form, you've really got to wonder how he's going to ever get back to fighting Max again. But so on the form of Sunday, it's got to be Perez for me.
Can we put Lewis Hamilton in the doghouse, or can we just say it was disappointing?
I think he can go in the doghouse. I think, Katie, it's time you put him in there.
Yeah,
I know you don't want to, but
so
it's a very rare opportunity as well.
That's fair.
Very few times you can legitimately put Lewis Hamilton in doghouse. So
that's fair. And I will tell you, full disclosure, obviously, I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan. Anytime he's involved in an incident or a collision, I'm always like, oh my, of course it was. Oh, let me see the replay. It wasn't his fault. I saw the replay on Sunday and I was like, oh yeah, Alonso had nowhere to go. There's only one person really in this collision that you can blame. And so that was one of the first times where I was like, yeah, that's a mistake by Hamilton, certainly.
First time I saw it, I was like, that looked like Hamilton's fault. And that usually with collisions, you don't know. But it looked as slam dunk as I've ever looked for Lewis.
Yeah, so hopefully he escapes the doghouse this weekend for the Dutch
a lot
Grand
of
Prix.
people in it. Lawrence put the whole grid in.
We're gonna need to build a bigger doghouse.
I put the entire entity of McLaren in, and then Katie put a 7-time world champion in. So it's busy.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.